Can't remember. Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the podcast, The Pocket Stylist. I'm really excited because we're going to talk about something a little bit different today. So I'm very privileged to be joined by Alexandra Wood, who first of all is going to tell you a little bit about her, what she does, and then we're going to get a little bit further into the conversation for about 10 minutes to give you some ideas and some guidance and a little bit more information. So Alexandra, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for the invitation.
No, it's lovely to have you. Tell everybody a little bit about what you do and actually why you got into it.
Yeah, so I am men's tailor, although I say I'm more a designer, tailor and stylist. So I do the whole thing. So what as we were talking about earlier, I was saying that my customers do not like shopping, but they do want to look good. And they've come to a certain age where they can invest to say, right, let's go get that expert. She'll know exactly what makes me look good. So basically how I work is customer comes to see me and visions literally pop up in my head. I can see exactly how amazing they can look. And that's like every piece of clothing. It's like, and it's a strange thing to explain, but so I do a lifestyle and a wardrobe audit, which helps me really to see where they're missing things, get an idea of their personality, etc., and then identify the key pieces, but then design unique pieces that fit them and look incredible. So yeah,
I think that's really interesting, isn't it, though? Because like when you say you do the wardrobe edit, what's really interesting, like, you know, when I work with ladies predominantly, the wardrobe tells a story. It tells a story of what kind of person we're working with, what kind of personality we're dealing with. And what's really interesting, I don't know if you find it, but you often see a personality that the actual client doesn't really know exists. So we might say, oh, you're a little bit quirky, or actually, you've got a real classic side to you. And they go, really? How can you tell that? But exactly. But because it's literally the selections and styles of clothing that they have selected. Have you found, since, you know, the past 2 years obviously has thrown so many curveballs at so many people, both men and women, have you found a very different kind of the way gentlemen look at their wardrobe since the past couple of years have taken account?
I'd say overall not much has actually changed, which might surprise most, other than that move into the smart casual look, which most men sort of dread, because it's like, oh man, I was all right with the suits, 2 pieces, a shirt, the tie is gone, let's forget the tie. But those, you know, there's more components to it, so it's like, what should I wear with that blazer, with that sports jacket? What trousers should I wear? What shirt, knitwear, etc. should I wear? So it's just a few more components and kind of looking at everything overall, and it's that time for sprucing up. So it's that whole sustainability piece with investing in themselves. So it's like, actually I want to get those key pieces that really work for me and then just slowly add to it. So I wouldn't say it's dynamically changed, although I do have a lawyer customer who I saw his wife the other day and she said he's grown a beard and he's like doing this and he looks quite cool, and now he's like wearing the shacket and bomber jackets and like, but he looks really cool. But again, all those things should be tailored, because notoriously bomber jackets are quite balloony, and then men who are a bit older, they go, I can't wear that, I'd look a bit tragic. But it's like, it's all about the cut. You can actually wear anything as long as it is cut beautifully and in the right fabric, you know, and that's how my vision can help them see that. And it is a big trust thing, because they're seeing a tiny little swatch of fabric and I'm going, yeah, look fantastic, and they're like, oh. But most of the time they say, yeah, you know what you're doing, they're happy with and more with the results. So yeah.
And I think that's what's really key, isn't it? It's like you said, it's about the perfect fit, because so many, you know, we all know that high street is great, but it cuts in very different ways. So what you're going to get in Marks and Spencer's is going to be very different to Zara, or from a gentleman's point of view, Ted Baker cuts very narrow, Reese cuts very narrow. So when they come to someone like yourself, it's that real personalised touch as well, but it's looking at the measurement between the base of the neck and the shoulders. It's looking at the proportion from the shoulder down through to the waist. Are they long-legged? Are they short-waisted? Where's the balance going to be created, isn't it? It's all about that, because then that's when you get the perfect fit. And it doesn't, if you think about it, that's when we can almost throw out that whole does size matter. Size doesn't matter. It's about the fit. So it's about ignoring the 32-inch waist, the 34 chest, that type of thing. It's about saying it's more about the shape.
Yeah, I think, you know, you're very lucky if you can go off the peg and buy from numerous shops. And even when you're like, yes, finally I found a brand that fits, then they'll change their cut for the next season and nothing fits. And it's like, you want some consistency. And, you know, like for busy men who don't have the time to be wasting inordinate amount of time doing that, they just want, oh well, you know. So important for them to know is that I update all the measurements on their file so that I can just keep making it, don't even necessarily have to come and shop again. I'll just be like, what do you think of these? And they go, yeah, great, make it, send it to me. You know, it's just the easiest process of shopping, which is an investment, but actually if you consider all the time wastage and financial wastage, because nothing really works together, nothing really fits, you don't enjoy it, then it's an easy solution, really.
I think for some men that absolutely sits perfectly. For others, I have to say, I've got friends who's got husbands and they just love to shop. And you know, it's really interesting, isn't it? And that's why I think there's so much out there for everybody, because you've got certain, you know, gentlemen who love to shop, you've got others who hate the thought of it, etc. Do you find that there's one garment that gentlemen tend to say to you, I must have that? Is it the trousers they struggle with, that they really want that perfect fit around their waist? Is it the jacket? Is it the blazer? What, have you got one specific that always comes up?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to say between sports jacket or jacket and trousers, it's both of those, because of you know, knitwear, etc. It's fine, like it hides multiple sins, it stretches into where you need it. But those tailored pieces where you want that sharp shoulder and the trousers to fit on your waist and not fall down, and all these kind of things, you know, be tapered and not too skinny. So it's, yeah, those are the key pieces that they really want to perfect, and where tailoring, you know, lends itself really well. But even like shirts, it's they'll say, I'll go for a slim cut of this brand, but then it's too tight on my shoulders, or I'll buy a size bigger and the waist is massive. And then because you get a neck size up and your arms are apparently meant to be 10 inches longer, you know, it's very boring.
And it's really interesting, isn't it, though, because you're absolutely right in what you're saying. It's, you know, if you haven't got a certain size, you go up, but then you lose the cut, you lose the shape, etc. I know today we're on a real quick podcast here, but I'm really intrigued. Did you study then like fashion design in a university, in college? And is that where your passion has come from then, to specialize in men?
Yeah, so I get it asked it a lot, but I the kind of person who likes to know everything about everything, because I'm like, I want to know the answers, and I'm just like curious by nature. So I studied at London College of Fashion, doing professional pattern cutting. I did fashion photography and styling. I did design, but to be perfectly honest, everything just came from working with customers. I think I've got better and better as the years gone on, really defined what I'm good at. A friend of mine said to me once, she went, Alex, I don't know how you did that, because that guy, I wouldn't have turned around, looked at him in the street. But when you dressed him, I was like, oh my God, he's fit. Hot. And I was like, yes. And I thought, that's my thing, without splatting all over my website. I can make you look sexy, because it's a little bit naff. It is that undertone of that. And it's like, well, I want to look great, you know, and I sort of struggled to believe that anyone would want to feel like that. So it's more a vision thing. I always remember, like Ralph Lauren said, he's not necessarily even a designer. It's a visionary thing. It's the things you see that are inexplainable. I see textures and colours a bit sort of like more like an interior designer or an architect, you know.
Yep.
So yeah.
And that's the beauty of working with someone like you and me. We see things differently. But again, the same outcome. It's about, how does that person feel? How is it going to? How is the gentleman going to feel in that tailored suit? Because again, like you said, creates some almost sexiness, because the confidence goes up, the shoulders go back, and so therefore it's more about the feel. So on that note, I know we are really busy today, but thank you so much for coming to have a quick chat with me, because it's really interesting. Just before we finish, tell everybody where they can find you.
Yes, so website's alexandrawoodbespoke.co.uk, and I'm on Instagram as @AlexandraWood Menswear, and on LinkedIn and on Facebook.
And everywhere, you see. Absolutely.
Yeah, just Google me.
Exactly, just Google. Listen, thank you so much for your time. I hope everybody has enjoyed that one. It was short and sharp and quick today, but yeah, packed full of information. I hope everybody has a good week and a good day, and we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
Bye.